Hello and welcome to my June making vlog. So this is going to be everything that I get up to, as things that I make, crochet, sew, knit, and everything that I do that is craft related throughout June. It is the 2nd of June today, is it? Or is it the 3rd of June? It's the 1st of June on Sunday and today's Tuesday. It's the 3rd of June, so welcome to the 3rd of June. I am in my car because I am in Ironbridge, well, just outside Ironbridge. I'm just about to drive home from Lay Family Yarn, where I have been dyeing my second colourway with them. It is called Whimsical Wonderland. I will put a picture of it here because I am absolutely thrilled with it. By the time you watch this video, I would have shared all about it on Instagram and on my Lay Family Yarn vlog, so I will link that underneath so you can see what I got up to over the few days that I was with them, dyeing the yarn and how it all worked and how we came up with it and where I stayed and everything like that. I was hoping to start the vlog by showing you a bit of Ironbridge because it's absolutely beautiful, but it's been pouring with rain all morning, so I haven't had a chance, and now it's time for me to drive home. So unfortunately this time I'm not going to be able to do that. I am going to get my audiobook on and get myself home. It's going to take about 3.5 hours to get myself home, and I will speak to you once I'm there and I have something crafty in my hands to show you. Well, I am home from my journey up to Ironbridge, and Dan cooked dinner. It was lovely, we had salmon, and now I'm sitting in bed. The only thing I've got the brain power for is sewing together my Hexagon quilt, my crochet Hexagon quilt, which was originally the weekender blanket, but it's kind of evolved into something I don't know what yet. So I've been sewing it together. Doesn't it look lovely? Oh, it's going to be so much hard work with the ends though. So many ends. But the process of sewing them together is just so satisfying and fun. So I'm sitting here, I'm going to watch a bit of YouTube and continue doing that. And I will catch up with you next time I'm making something. Oh, and I'm going to go and watch the Summer of Stitching over at the Bakery Bear starts today, and I am quite interested in that because they're doing sort of step-by-step. Kay is doing a step-by-step tutorial for like a Cosy Memories blanket, and I've never made one. So I'm just going to have a look at that and see if it's something I might fancy doing. I think I do, but I'm just watch the tutorial and get a feel for it. Right, I'll see you next time. Hello. Oh, let me just turn the dehumidifier off. Do you see my bag there? This is one of the bags that Bethany at the Wandering Pearl sent me. I was just watching her latest podcast last night actually, and she was talking about making about 70 odd of her little yarn, not yarn buckets, sock cups. Yeah, I'll link her underneath because she also sent me one of her little sock cups as well, but it's over there. I'm not going to get that right now. It's Friday night, we've just put pizzas in the oven, and I thought I should probably jump in. So it is the 6th of June, and I have been mainly working on sewing together the hexagons for my weekender blanket / crochet hexagon quilt. And I've been really enjoying doing it, but also I'm kind of in the zone with doing it. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to remind myself how to do it. So I'm just going to keep going until they're all sewn together. I'm getting quite quick at it as well. So I think whilst I'm in that zone, I should keep going. So I'll show you a bit of that over the weekend. But I came home from work today to my parcel from Green Lambkin Yarns. This is, I think, the May minis for her blanket club, which is blooming lovely. It's all themed on flowers this year. So I can happily open it and show it to you on camera, because you're not going to see this until the beginning of July, by which time you will have definitely received them. I'm going to need scissors for this. I love my scissors that I keep in my bedside table. My mum bought me these for Christmas years ago. I think she bought my sister some as well. They're really sharp. They're little Cath Kidston ones. And they live in my bedside table, because I always seem to need scissors, because I often crochet or knit in bed, or, you know, so I often need scissors for that, and then things like this. Always handy. So this is how it looks when you open it up. So pretty. Blooming lovely. So I wonder what the flower, each month is themed for a flower. So this is May. Oh. How many different ways can you go? Oh, they're so lovely. Okay, so the theme for May is rose. Oh, that's lovely. All the roses are out in my garden at the moment, even though I'm a terrible gardener and I neglect them. They do well without my assistance. Look at the colours. Rose. Oh, look. Oh, it's really hard to hold them up. Look. Oh, look how beautiful. So let's show them individually. Oh, this one. Oh. And this delicate one. This is very similar to one I have in my garden that starts off pale yellow and then goes to pink. Or is it starts off pink and then goes to pale yellow? Can't remember. It's like my patio rose, which hasn't flowered this year, probably again because I'm a terrible neglectful gardener. Oh, and that's just your quintessential rose colour, isn't it? Oh, they are gorgeous. I cannot wait to get those crocheted up into granny squares. I've still got one to do left over from my April ones. They're all living in my this Lizzie Sews bag, which I showed on the podcast last time. Have I done all of them? No, I've got 2 more to do for April, which was tulips. So I'm making granny squares with the entirety of them. So I'm going to have a few little bits left at the end. So I'm going to think of a little scrappy project to do, maybe a little decorative thing. Yeah, so I'm going to make lots of these. Making the dolphin, well, it's going to be based on the dolphin blue blanket by the Crochet Swirl, but I may alter it as I go along. But oh, that's lovely. I'm going to do this over the weekend. Nice bit of mindless crochet, and then all of the paperwork that comes with it, I cut out the information and I stick it in my little making notebook over there. I also started something new, which I've never done before. So I have never ever knitted a blanket, and I have never ever tried making mitered squares, knitted mitered squares. Obviously I've crocheted lots of squares and I've crocheted lots of blankets, but I have never knitted one. And it's the Summer of Stitching over at the Bakery Bears. They do this every year. It's they usually do something that you can knit along and something that you can sew. And the knit along this year is a mitered square blanket, and you get the pattern as part of it. This is for patrons, and I've been a patron of Bakery Bears for years, since I first started watching podcasts, I think. Sorry, it was a funny noise then. I can't tell if that was someone running down the road with really heavy feet or if someone's hammering something, but it distracted me. Yeah, so you've got to be a patron of Bakery Bear. Sorry if you can hear that. And you get the pattern, and then you get the tutorials that go along with it as well. So it got me started on my first ever attempt at a mitered square. So obviously it's not going to be the neatest thing, I'm just learning. So we started here. This is my original skein of Wonderland Walk colour that I dyed with Lay Family yarn. This one here is some leftovers of Eldenwood Crafts Exmouth Beach colourway that she did. I had a sock set of that, which I made some socks with earlier this year. This one I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure it's called Sea Glass, but I'm not sure because the label wasn't with it. These are all just little scraps and minis that I had. So I've followed the pattern and I've got it now, pretty much. I think another few and I'll be able to do it without checking the pattern. But I did, can't believe this, I did alter it slightly to get it to sit a bit more how I like it. So to pick it up, you sort of join as you go. So when you start a new square, you pick up along this garter edge here. And it creates a little ridge on the back like that. But when I do socks, I always do a little garter ridge at the side of the heel flap. And I have a way of picking up the heel flap so it doesn't create a bump because it annoys me if that's in socks. So I picked it up in the same way on the next one thinking, well, if it doesn't work, I'll just undo it. But it works perfectly, so I don't get that bump on the back. It's nice and smooth, so I'm going to keep doing that. And how I do that is I kind of insert the needle in first and then knit. I can't describe it. I put the needle in, so instead of going along picking up stitches and pulling through, I put the other needle through first along from sort of back to front, top to bottom, and then sort of use the needle to knit through. It's really hard to describe without showing you, but maybe later on in the month I'll set up my nice new overhead thing and show you what I mean. You probably know what I mean if you already do it, if you knit socks in the same way. Anyway, I only meant to drop in very quickly and I've been talking for nearly 10 minutes, so my pizza will probably be ready now. So happy Friday, I will speak to you again over the weekend. It is Sunday, it's the 8th of June. Dan and I have been running around all day doing chores, and we had to go and get the roof box because we're off to pick up Lilia, our eldest daughter, from university tomorrow. So we've got to drive up to Preston, we're staying overnight and we need the roof box to fit all her stuff in. Phoebe's been away doing Duke of Edinburgh all weekend. We're going to pick her up in about an hour. She is going to be grumpy, that's for sure. But I thought I'd give you a bit of an update. I have been working really full on my weekender blanket, what I'm now calling my crochet hexagon quilt. So I'm just going to flip the cat. I'm going to lay it out on the floor to show you, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So here it is all laid out on the floor. I love it so much. Part of me though, so I clustered all of the hexagons together in colours. I was going to do it randomly, but I didn't like how it looked. So in the end decided to do it like this, and I'm really, really pleased with the effect. But I'm thinking, I've enjoyed the process so much. I'd actually like to do one and sew them together like quilt hexagon blocks like you get in sewn quilts. I think that would be really good as well. So that might be a project for the future. The only thing is, and I know I've shown this before, it does result in a lot of ends. This is a whole other project on its own. We'll be sewing in all the ends. But the process of sewing them together in strips. So I laid it all out so I knew how I wanted the colours to sit. Took a picture so I wouldn't forget. And then I've been sewing strips and then sewing the strips along. So I sew them along like that, have a strip one full length, and then add it on one full thing and just sew like that. And when you get it right and you get the stitches in exactly the right place and the join in the corner meets exactly, that is the most satisfying thing. It doesn't happen every time and I have to finagle things a bit, but when you get a nice neat join, oh my goodness, most satisfying thing in the world. I love it. So that's how it's looking. I have got in this bag, I've got I think about 3 more. Let's have a look. 3, 6, 9, 12, 14, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. I think 3 or 4 rows left in here to make and add to the blanket. There is also a border, but that's going to be something I work out when we get to it. I probably will use the Weekender blanket border that's in the pattern because it's really nice. But I might change my mind. This feels like it's been quite an organic thing as I've gone along. It's been fun to do. So yeah. And I've also made a bit of progress on my mitered square thing, whatever it's going to end up. So let me show you that. I'll go through to the kitchen so Dan can keep watching his Hulk film. I'll shut the door so we don't have to hear the great, Hulk biography, the great roarings. This is my mitered square thingy project that I'm making. So I said before that this is my first ever knitted mitered square, well, blanket, the patterns for the blanket. I only showed this a few minutes ago on the vlog, but it was a couple of days ago for me now. So I've added in a 4th colour. So I've got my original Woodland Walk, Eldenwood Craft, Xmas Beach, one I can't quite remember, but pretty sure is called Sea Glass. And then this is a green mini that my friend Kay dyed for me and sent as a gift a little while ago. I've got another one somewhere from her that I'm going to add in as well. So I'm just getting the hang of it. I have definitely done something a bit peculiar on this one. This one appears to be longer than the others. I'm just going to count in a bit to make sure I haven't done something amiss. So, and if so, I might have to take these 2 back and start again. It doesn't look quite right, but maybe once I do the other strips alongside it, that'll all even out. But I've decided this is very much going to be just a little practice. I'm enjoying doing it, and I think what I'm going to do is just do something small like a lap blanket or something like that, just to get the practice in, you know, do the border and so on. And I think I'm going to have 2 rules on colour, and I very rarely do this because I very much like eclectic mixes of colour. But I'm just going to use nothing with red or yellow in here, and I might allow pink, but I'm not sure yet. I'm just going to see how that works out without any red or yellow, and it's just a way of helping me select from my vast array of minis which ones I'm going to use. And I'm continuing with my picking up of the stitches in the way I do on my socks, and I really like how neat that is. That's the more bumpy edge. And that's how I've been doing it since. So yeah, really pleased. And it's fun to do. I can do each little square in half an hour, so it's very satisfying. Yeah, that blue one's not right. It looks very gappy. Don't know what I've done there. I'll have a look later. Or when I get back from Preston on Tuesday. So speaking of going to Preston as well, I am just getting together a project. So I want to start, hang on. Have some water. I'm trying to drink plenty of water. A sock project to take with me to Preston. So I might cast this on tonight. And I'm going to do myself some shorty socks using my new yarn that I dyed at Lay Family Yarn. You would have seen this in the vlog that I released earlier in June. This is Whimsical Wonderland. I am in love with it. I am totally in love with it. It's just been on the table so I can just look at it. All of them have actually, all of my practice skeins. So we did 3 pans, each with 2 skeins in, but on 2 of the pans we actually messed about and played about with speckles. So I've actually got, instead of 3 to choose from, I had 5. So I've got the others here as well. These are all the ones that I dyed when I was messing about and trying to work out what colours. So Lay Family Yarn have released a sock set. I'll put all the links below for how to order the Whimsical Wonderland colourway. But they've done this on DK, fingering weight, floof, and also some sock sets. And the sock sets have got just a simple, basic highlighter yellow. But I'm going to use the highlighter yellow one with a very sort of subtle speckle that I did as one of my practice skeins. I'm going to use that as the contrast, and I'm going to do contrast like cuff just the first couple of bits. I never normally do a contrast heel because I cannot be bothered. I just do that in the main colour, and then I'm going to do a contrast toe as well. If I've got enough yarn after I've done that, I might then do some highlighter yellow socks and do this as the contrast. So I'm just going to pop both of these in to take with me. Hopefully it'll fit, because I am going to use, I've been dying to use this, my Wandering Pearl little yarn cup. I will link her underneath as well. Look at this. How gorgeous is that for a sock project? So she made this especially for me. It's got London on it. It's got yellow. It's got a little handle. Where's her little tag? There she is. So this is Bethany. She's got a YouTube channel as well, where she talks about her knitting and life, living on the road. She lives in a camper van with her travelling nurse husband and their 3 children and a menagerie of animals. Birds, cats, dogs, it's amazing. So that's so cute. It's got this lovely cork bottom. So I'm thinking it's perfect for actually travel knitting, because I will quite often pop that on the footwell in the car and that will really protect it. So let's pop those in there. These are going to fit absolutely fine. And I just need to get, there we go. I just need to get some DPNs and decide if I'm just going to do it vanilla sock or put a little pattern in. I think a pattern that would work really well is Kay Jones Concord socks. That would be really nice. But I might just do it plain to see how it looks. I don't know. I haven't decided yet, but I'm going to do that later. So that's 2 things I've got to do later. Cast on my socks, ready for the journey tomorrow, and work out if I've done something wrong with this blue. Not going to do it now because I want to sit down and have a cup of tea before we go and get Phoebe. I've selected a load of minis here as well for putting in. That's not red, it's orange, to my mitered square thingy. Okay, I will see you when I next have something crafty to talk about. Just getting the hair out of my yarn that I managed to knit. Anyone else with long hair get that? Constantly knitting your hair, crocheting your hair. It's Monday the 9th of June. I won't distract him, but there's Dan, he's driving. We're on the motorway and we're heading up to Lancashire to pick up Lilia. Yay! Our eldest daughter has just finished her first year at university, so we're heading up there and we are staying overnight and bringing her back tomorrow. So we're going to go out for dinner tonight and we're going to meet, well, Dan for the first time, but I'm going to meet up with again lovely Jules, who you may know from Instagram. She's knits for my sofa. She lives in the same town where Lilia's at university, so we're going to meet up with them, with Jules and her husband David, for a drink. So that'll be nice to see a knitting friend. And I am knitting away on my the very first skein of my Whimsical Wonderland yarn. Ooh, lorries pulling out everywhere. It's probably, I can't see because I've got my sunglasses on. Oh, I can't, that doesn't make it any better. I can't tell if it's blowing out or not. But this was the skein that I dyed on the first day that I was there at Lay Family Yarn. You know, when I was working out how I wanted the colours. This is the very first one, so we could call this dodgy yarn, the same as we call my bags dodgy bags. And I'm knitting it into a sock. And I'm loving it. I've done 3 rows of the luminous highlighter yellow one that I dyed and didn't choose as the final candidate. And I've got here, hang on a minute, let's see if I can get it to dangle as I want it to dangle. That is my stitch marker that Kaylee at Home Tea Knits gave me when I went to visit her a few weeks ago, and she is making these and selling them in her Ko-fi shop. So I will link her Ko-fi shop in the description. And it's all living in the bag I showed you yesterday, I think, from Bethany. at the Wandering Pearl, and I love it, and it's doing a fantastic job of holding 2 full skeins of yarn, well, almost full skeins of yarn, slightly less than full skeins of yarn, and a ton of DPNs. Yeah, so we're on our way to Preston, and I thought I'd just dip in and say hello, this is what we're doing, and show you the bit of card knitting that I was doing. So hopefully by the time you see me next, we'll be home, and I will have made even more progress on this, and I'll be able to show you in a lot less of a wobbly way. Hello. Well, it's been over a week since I last filmed. It's now, what day of the week is it, Lydia? Thursday? Yeah. It's Thursday. What date is it? It's Thursday the 19th of June, 2 days before the solstice. Weather stopped play a little bit. It has suddenly got incredibly hot here in the UK. We were going along quite nicely. Right to the end of May, beginning of June, just normal sort of springish temperatures. And then all of a sudden, we were having a really long and super hot heat wave. We've got 4 days coming up. Today's going to be 32, 31. And we've got a couple more. Tomorrow's going to be 30. And then I think Saturday's going up to 34. So we don't have air conditioning. We are considering getting a portable unit, but we would have to get all kinds of window fixings because obviously our British windows, where you have to vent it, they don't just slide up or sideways. So you have to buy fixings for it. We're just trying to work out if it's worth it or what to do. Lydia's room is particularly hot because she's up in the loft. Anyway, it's quite early in the morning. It's about 8:30, and Neewer and I are at the front of the house where the sun hasn't hit yet. So we are lulled into a false sense of it being relatively comfortable. It's so humid though. Oh my goodness. And then the sun will move round to the front of the house in a few hours, and then we'll have to close the windows, bring down the blinds and the curtains. Anyway, it's making crafting very difficult, and also I've spoken a lot about my summer seasonal affective disorder. I struggle hugely with the abundance of light. I struggle massively with the heat. I don't think I'm particularly unusual in suffering with the heat. But yeah, the whole thing. Summer is my least favourite season, and I'm trying very, very hard not to wish time away, but it's difficult. But I won't be walking today. But the thing that's kept me sane is my cross stitch, and I didn't think I'd be able to work on this whilst it was so hot because sweaty hands, but I have been under my light, which you've heard me mention a million times before. This video is not sponsored, but that is my serious light there. I will pop a link underneath. I've usually got a code or something, so I'll pop that underneath anyway, as you get some like £150 off with the code that I've got. So I will pop that underneath. But like I say, they're not sponsoring this particular video. But thank goodness for it, because we've had the blinds down, so it's completely dark, fans on, so it feels a lot cooler. And if I sit in front of a fan with my light on, I can sit and comfortably do cross stitch. So if you can hear sniffling, that's Lilia, bless her. She's suffering with hay fever and all manner of things. She's made a little bed on the sofa because she's had to get up because we've had a disastrous week. I will show you some crafting in a minute. I'll flash it at you. We've had an absolutely disastrous week. On Monday our shower broke, which was just perfect, just as we enter a heat wave. We do have another shower in the bath. But yeah, our upstairs proper shower broke, so we've got a plumber coming in the next hour to fix that. So that was about a ton of money that we weren't expecting to spend. And then yesterday, in the work car park, someone drove into my car, smashed up the bumper and drove off without leaving any details. A hit and run on my car, so I've had to report it to the police. I've had to report it to my insurers. Fortunately, there was a witness who saw it happen and took a picture of the car. So I've got the number plate of the person that was involved. And they said they will be a witness as well. So anyway, what a week. Trying to stay positive. My cross stitch has been my saving grace this week. I have been catching up on it. I'm up to about the 6th of June. So you can see the temperatures. The colours that I've gone are the sort of blues and greens are the colder temperatures. The yellows are kind of the springtime temperatures. And when you get into the oranges, reds and pinks, that's when you know you've got hot days. And it goes diagonally like this. I think next year I'm definitely going to do a temperature cross stitch again. But what I'd like to do is have something more linear so I can really see how the temperatures are going throughout the year. Because this is diagonal, it kind of skews how it looks. It's going to look really pretty when it's finished, but yeah, this has just been such a lovely thing to work on, you know, to let me kind of concentrate on the temperatures and let me obsess a bit about it. And I've been working on this whilst catching up on Rel at the Dabbling Hooks episode. She's been doing lots of craft fairs and sharing how they've gone and stories of her customers, and I just love it. It's just like having someone sitting beside you, chatting away about something that's of interest to me, and with a fan and this. It's been brilliant. I have also almost finished sewing together my Hexie blanket. Obviously this has been put away because I cannot work. Well, I've worked out I can work on this if it's on a table in front of me. That's fine because it's not sitting on me. But I've sewn together all of my hexagons, and I've got all the way down to the bottom here, and I spoke about previously, and you'll see from the picture that I took when I laid them all out, I'll put that on the screen now, that I had a little gap at the end of about 1, 2, 3, 4 hexagons. So I contacted Suzanne, because this was the blanket club, the Green Lambkin Yarn Blanket Club from last year. And I'd used all my minis, so I contacted Suzanne and said, would you possibly have one left over that you could send me? And she sent me, I think, 4 or 5. So I'm going to make the additional hexagons to sew into that. Then I'm going to spend a long time weaving in ends, and then I'm going to do the border. Then I'll be back to having to choose what colour I'm going to do the border, because, yeah, that's a whole decision-making process. Anyway, I've been talking for 6 minutes and I haven't really shown you much at all. So I just wanted to check in and say the weather's horrible. I hate summer. Thank goodness for crochet. Thank goodness for cross stitch. Never thought I'd say that. And hopefully when I next speak to you, I will be feeling less anxious and miserable. Cheers. Hello, just turning off the fan. It is Saturday. It is the 21st of June. Happy summer solstice. It's the summer solstice has happened. It happened at about 3 o'clock this morning. So we officially turned the wheel of the year from summer to summer. I don't know what I'm on about. Anyway, happy summer solstice. I forgot to mention in the last clip that I'd finished a sock. I finished my first sock with my Whimsical Wonderland sock. The only thing I've left to do is to Kitchener 8 stitches together. That's the only thing I haven't done. but I'm going to show it to you anyway. I've got to weave in a couple of ends as well. I've got a sock blocker here. Oh, I love it so much. I've started the second sock now properly. Oh my word, I love it so much. Yeah, so this is the Broken Record Broken Rib sock. I will link it in the description box. What to say about it? I did 3 rows in my contrast neon yellow. I did 16 rows in total of a 1x1 twisted rib. That's Lilia getting up. Then I did about 20 rows in the leg, I think. And then I did a heel flap with a garter edge, a square heel turn, and which means the square heel turn, or is it also called, oh, it's got another name as well, I can't remember. French? No. There. The square heel turn means that you have slightly less gusset stitches to decrease, and because I don't have a very high instep, it means it fits me a lot more snugly, which I really, really like. I then worked down until I was about 2 inches from the end, and then with the contrast I put in the umbrella toe, which is my favourite toe by Kate Jones, and now it's blowing out a bit, but I love it, and I'm really looking forward to having these to wear when the weather gets colder, which I'm also looking forward to because it's 32 degrees today here in Kent. Can't you got the windows open whilst it's shady and breezy? They're going to be shut and the blinds are coming down when the sun moves around. It's all about survival today. And yeah, apologies for my very haggard appearance. I'm about to do a bit of housework and get sorted. We're going to a neighbour's for a barbecue this evening, which will be nice. Just to be sitting out in the garden. And I've got my stitch markers still on here from Kaylee at Home Tea Knit. She makes these from her own artwork. So yeah, really pleased with that. Just got to do that bit of kitchening. I've also started a new project. I've got no right to start a new project because I've got enough projects on the go, but it's blinking hot and it's been a real struggle, and I just don't want to really be near a wall. I wanted to do something with cotton. I'm also considering, I might have done this already by the time you watch this, maybe it'll be coming afterwards. I'm considering doing a little bit of a video about crochet tops or summer crochet projects. And as part of that, I was having a nice little dig around and research on Pinterest and Ravelry, and I found the Summer Breeze top by Heather. Hang on a minute, let's check it on my laptop. No, it's the Sea Breeze tank top by Grace for the Frills. For the Frills. So it's a free pattern, and I think you can get a paid for version as well without the adverts, but otherwise it's free on her blog. So I've been doing that, but it's very, very simple. It's 2 panels exactly the same, but I couldn't really work out what size to make. I suppose I could have worked it out if I'd spent time and energy measuring, but I couldn't be bothered. So I found a gauge that I liked with a 4.5mm hook, which was coming up a lot. I was getting a lot more stitches per inch than I should have been, but I liked the fabric better than if it was much looser. I'm using Drops Musket yarn, it's 100% cotton, and I've done the first panel in the large size. The medium would have been the one that fit me, but because of my gauge I thought I'd go up. But I've just done the first panel and a bit of the back panel, and I kind of bodged them together with a bit of waste yarn, and I think it's going to be way too big and the V is going to be way too deep. So I am going to go back 2 rows, which will take it back to the medium size, and go from there and see how we get on with this V. There is a border that goes around it which will tighten it a bit as well. So yeah, I think I'm going to go back to the medium size and go from there. But it's so easy to do and so quick that it's not too much of a chore. I'm trying to be a bit better about just giving it a go and not just giving up because I don't know if it's going to fit. Quite a lot of the time with garments, I'm like, oh, I can't work it out. Where sometimes you just got to do it, and if it doesn't work, you can undo it. That's the joy, isn't it, of crochet and knitting? It's not, it's not being glued together. You can undo it. Anyway, it's too hot for this now. and I need to go and do some housework and eat some food. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'll come back to this later. So next time I see you, it'll be... Hear Lilia blowing her nose. She's suffering with hay fever. Next time you see me, hopefully it'll be in the week, and it'll be a little bit cooler. Oh, and my car is booked in for repairs. I still don't know if the hit and run driver has admitted fault yet, but I should hopefully find that out as well. But see you in the next clip.
Oh.
Hello, you alright?
Yes.
Oh, I should say as well, it's all living in my bucket bag by Bethany at the Wandering Pal. Look, can you see? It's London, where you were yesterday, Lilia.
Oh, very nice.
The London print. I love this. It's just a perfect size for all the balls of yarn that I've got in here, and everything in progress. Good morning. Do not adjust your screens. My hair really is this big. I washed it last night, went to bed with wet hair. I am passing up some of your orders. Oh, I've just noticed the note. Oh, Laura, if you're watching, I've just seen that yours says, P.S. I love your folded paper stars. This may or may not be a hint. I might have some paper stars in front of me. I won't show you because then it'll be a surprise what colour you get. I've got some left, so I've been popping them in with orders. So on my other channel, I did it, on my vlogging channel, This Little Wonderful Life, I did made vlogs. And I was making the paper stars, and then for all the orders that I was posting out, I think up until like the second week of June or something, I was popping in paper stars and little origami stars, and yeah, that was really fun. And I had some left over, so I've just been popping them in until I run out, and I've got, this is probably the last few orders that I'm going to pop them in. It's harder for me to make them as it gets hotter, and it's been we've had a really like quite intense heat wave. It's still going to be hot this week, but it's more like 25 degrees, and it's really windy, so we've got this breeze sort of like bowling through the house, really cooling everything down. It's so lovely. I'm so happy that that's what's happened. So, and the garden's looking amazing, and I'm not a gardener, and I don't do anything to it, so it's just doing its own thing. Anyway, I'm parcelling up your orders, and I'm going to go for a walk and get them in the post box and everything like that. I watched the Bakery Bears patron-only podcast yesterday, and Kate was talking about her 100 acre wood blanket, which is the mitered square blanket I showed you earlier, and it reminded me that I haven't put any squares on it, and I haven't shown you how I pick up my stitches. So I might do that today, because I want to go in and go back a couple of squares and take that blue one out that I was a bit worried about. Also, I've changed my mind about limiting myself on colours. I'm just going to go all in with all the colours, because I don't like limiting myself. I think that's why I haven't picked it up. So why do that? I'm going to put all the colours. But first I'm going to get back to parcelling your orders. Good morning. It's Tuesday. It is midsummer, traditional English midsummer. It's the 24th of June. So I'm just trying to adjust you. You're balanced on top of a candle on the fireplace. I've made an entire top. I mentioned, I think, that I'd started something. I don't know if I mentioned what it was, but I think I did say, I'm at that point in the month where I can't remember what I've said, that I was thinking of filming a sort of video about summer projects. Well, yesterday I finished all my research for that and made a whole load of notes. So I think I am going to do that, and I'll probably film that either later today or tomorrow. And so you might have already seen it even. So if you're a regular watcher of this channel, you might have seen this before I show it. that messes with my mind slightly. Yeah, made an entire top, and I've just finished weaving in the ends. And in the process of doing so, I broke my favourite needle. I'll show you in a minute. Oh, hang on, it's inside out from where I've been weaving in the ends. So here it is. This is the... I've already forgotten, hang on. It is the Sea Breeze tank top by Heather for the Frills. And I have a lot of cotton yarn in my stash because a very kind viewer of this podcast once sent me a huge load of it. So, and I've got quite a few balls of the same colour, so I was able to go in and choose this. It is Drops Muscat. I can't remember what colour it is. It'll be a number and I will tell you. It's going to be really hard to show you, so I will either put a picture or a video up of me wearing it. Oh, look, I've just weaved in all the ends. And there is one that I've missed right here. So I'll have to do that later. I really like this. It's really simple. You just do 2 panels exactly the same. I made the size medium and my gauge was over. So basically I was getting more stitches to the gauge swatch than I should have been. So my gauge was a lot tighter. But I liked the fabric, and any looser I wouldn't have liked it. So I decided to make a large and then realised it was going to just be too large anyway, even with my gauge being tighter. So I went down to a medium. But the good thing about it is it's easy to try it on as you go and make adjustments as you go as well. You start from the top. So I did it concurrently. I made the top to size large and then I just pinned the tops of the straps together, and then I could put it on and get... an idea of how wide it was going to be, which is how I knew that large was going to be too large. So I took it back, unjoined the triangles front and back, and just took it back a few rows to the medium and rejoined. It was really, really easy to do, and it's been the perfect project whilst we've been going through a heat wave. I've really, really enjoyed it. My only problem is working out how I'm going to wear it, if I'm going to wear just a flesh coloured bra underneath, if I want to get like a little cami to go underneath it or anything like that. But it's a really wearable thing with shorts. If I made it again, I did take a row. You do about 5 or 6 rows. No, it's a free pattern. I will link it in the description. You start with 6 plain rows before you start increasing for the triangular bits. But I took a row out, so I did 5. But I think if I did it again, I might even take another row out and do 4. It's quite a deep V, which is lovely, especially at the back. It's really nice to have that deep V at the back. I just worry that it's, as it stretches, because it is cotton, that's going to get deeper and deeper and deeper. Obviously, I can wear a little top underneath, but I think I would just make that V a little less deep. But I'm so pleased with that. I've literally made that in 2 or 3 days. So much fun. And the perfect thing while it's been hot and I didn't really want to be working with wool. But look at my poor needle. Well, it's going to be very hard to show you. What can I put in front of it? It's very hard to show you, but it broke. Unfortunately, I did find the bit that broke off because I was a bit worried it was I'd sit on it or something. Yes, so that's been really, really good, and I've really enjoyed it. And part of what helped me to just get stuck in, because I was like, because I get really worried with garments about whether it's going to fit, and it puts me off making it and blah, blah, blah. And then I saw a video from someone I follow on Instagram. I think they're called Plant Queen. Yeah, Plant. It's Christopher Griffin. They go by all the pronouns, they, she, he. And they're a Brooklyn-based nature, fashion and travel creator. But they post the best videos on TikTok, and not TikTok, Instagram. I will link the one in the description that really got me. Where is it? I'll see if I can play it. Well, I don't know if I'd be allowed to do that, but basically it was a video sort of saying you just got to get stuck in, make a mess, take a risk, don't worry about it. And I was like, yes. And that's what got me to go, do you know what, just try it, make the large, frog it back, make the medium. I love things like that, like inspiring little things. Anyway, I'm off on a tangent. I'm going on a walk. It's raining today. It was only 23 degrees yesterday. It was such a delight. It's going to be a lot hotter today, but we've woken up to rain. I'm going for a walk. I'm going to go and enjoy it. Every time I end up talking to you, I feel like I end up just blethering for about 5 or 6 minutes and not showing you much. Hopefully when I edit it all together, it will all come out all right. Fingers crossed. I'm back from my walk. Oh, sorry, the cameras, I just hit the camera as I started filming there, so hopefully it's not too wobbly. I'm using my new overhead tripod-y thing that you saw probably in the last couple of videos. I got it from Neewer. I'll put a link underneath because I've got an affiliate link if you're interested. It just means I can get a really nice overhead shot like this. Look at me, professional disembodied hands, because I would like to do some crochet tutorials at some point this year if I ever get time. Sorry if you can hear my chair moving about. I'll try to stop wobbling. I decided to rip back my square that was bothering me in this yarn, and this is what happened when I undid it. Everything else undid fine, but this yarn that had kind of given me a bit of a misshapen square came out in a tangled mess. So we're just going to get rid of that, and I promised I would show you how I pick up along this edge, because I've been using the same pickup that I do when I make socks. So when I do socks, my favourite way to do the heel flap is with a gusset edge, and in order to avoid the ridge on the inside of the sock that you can see here, it doesn't look bad. It irritates me if I can feel it. In order to avoid that, I pick it up in a certain way. I cannot remember why or how I worked it out, or if I used a tutorial for picking it up the way I do, but it's how I do it. So I'm going to show you what I do, because I promised I would. I'm not saying that this is any an improvement. It's just I enjoy doing it this way. I'm used to doing it this way, and yeah, it might even make things worse. This is such a good lead-in to showing you how to do something, isn't it? It might make it worse. But I thought I'd show you anyway. So I'm just going to cast on my stitches. Hang on, I should have done this before I started talking. Obviously, I'm not going to say anything about the pattern, because this is part of a series for patrons of the Bakery Bears. This particular 100-acre blanket. It's a mitered square blanket with a bit of a twist. I'll link it underneath if you're interested, where you can go and find it. Kay does a PDF pattern, but she also does an accompanying video series. Sorry, I've got a bit of a frog in my throat. I think I'm getting a bit of a summer cold. 2, 4. Okay. So I've cast on my stitches, and then rather than just going in and picking up like that, I'm going to pick up the edge stitches first with my other DPN. So it's with the wrong side facing me, I hope. It would help if I actually knew what I was doing. So here's the garter edge. I'm going to pick up in between the little bumpity bump bits. So you can see you've got a little bump, 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 bump along there. I'm picking up in between. And I'm going to go from back to front and pick up the loop like that. 1. So from back to front, in between each of the little garter ridgy bumps, I'm going to pick up the little bit that stretches across in between them. Like that. I realise this is a quite hurried way of showing you. Just check I've got the right amount. Now when I get to the end one on the corner, I'm just going to pick up that so there's a bit here you could go through that corner, but I'm just going to pick up one leg of the V at the top, like that. Right, is that the right amount? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Right, I need one more, but that's because I think I should have picked one up a bit at this end. Okay, now I'm going to turn it back. Right side, I'll pick up that extra one when I get to the other end. And then I'm going to go ahead and just pick it up. But as I knit into those stitches that I've picked up, I'm going to knit them through the back loop, so it essentially twists those stitches, and that'll tighten it up. So that's the first one. First one's always a bit of a, got to finagle it a bit to get it nice and snug, and then I'm going to go through the back loop of each of the bits that I picked up. All the way to the end. Okay, just going to knit a row and then I can show you what it looks like. I'll speed it up so you don't have to sit through it. Okay, I've knit a row so I can show you now what it looks like from the back and from the front. So here it is from the front. It's the same for this one as well, but because oh no, I just dropped a stitch right at the beginning. Oh, poo. Oh well, I'll come back to that. I can save it. Because I undid this one and then had to redo it, I've kind of stretched the stitches a bit. It'll all come out in the blocking, hopefully. So it's a bit neater along here. There you go, you can see how it looks there. That's how it looks with the normal join. So they both look neat on the front. And then on the back, the normal join has this ridge. It's kind of quite a deep ridge. And then you still get a little bit of a ridge, but it's more just purl bumps, doing it my weird and wonderful way. How lovely is that green? So there you go, that's how I do it. And that's how I do it when I pick up my gusset stitches on socks. Okay, I'm going to rescue this stitch at the end and keep watching a bit of booktube and knitting. And oh, by the way, the person that hit my car earlier in the week have been contacted and have admitted fault. So their insurers are going to take over the whole thing. I don't have to pay a penny. It's all getting organised, and I'm even going to be £150 better off because they're going to compensate me as well, which is excellent. Never had that before. So all's well that ends well. And I promise to use my extra cash that they're giving me for good instead of evil. I'll probably buy something knitting or crochet related, let's face it. Hello, it is the 1st of July and this weather that we are currently having in England is ridiculous. Not only that, but we happen to live in the hottest part of the UK today. It is 34 degrees. It's not yet 34 degrees, it's about 30 degrees right now, and it's only 8:30 in the morning. Yesterday was 30, so the house just hasn't cooled down at all. It's just so hot, miserable, humid, there. It is going to cool down, I think, towards the end of the week. Just got to survive. Oh, just seen a crane fly hiding up there in the corner. I shall have to evict that later. Yeah, so I'm just coming in as Victoria at what Victoria Red would say, sorry, frog in my throat, to wrap up the wrap up. Just check my notes. I've got the giveaway winner to announce from the last podcast that I did, the May wrap up, and I've got 2 winners that I've drawn for the Dodgy Bag Make Along. I was going to draw 1, but I found an extra price, so I'm going to do 2. I've just done that and do a bit of a wrap up of where we are. So we started the month in my car wearing a jumper in the rain in Ironbridge, and we end the month in 34-degree sunshine, feeling utterly miserable. I have made 1 whole sock and half of another sock now. I've made good progress in the car yesterday. We went down to the seaside yesterday to Folkestone, so I took my sock knitting with me, and that was really good in the car with the air conditioning. I made a little vlog about it if you want to see. We went vintage shopping. It was really beautiful down there actually, so I will put the link to that in the description box. That's over on my other channel. I sewed together all of my hexagons for my weekender blanket. I haven't made any more progress on that since I last showed you, so I won't show you again. I've just got to make the additional 4 hexagons for the end, and then I can get them all sewn together and do the border, and then I will look forward, when the weather gets cooler, to sitting underneath it weaving in all the ends. I caught up on my temperature cross stitch. Again, I'm not going to show you that because it's not going to look much different, but I'm nearly caught up now. I've only got about 7 days to do, and then I'll be up to today, but there's no way I'll be doing any cross stitch today. It's too hot, my hands are too sweaty. Lovely. I made an entire vest top, which you just saw, so that is now ready to wear throughout the summer. I made some watermelon coasters, which I don't believe I showed you. I did it as part of my summer crochet video, which went up on Sunday just gone. Today is Tuesday, so thank you to everyone for your lovely comments on that. It was really enthusiastic comments on that video. It's really nice to hear what everyone's working on, and there was a few suggestions for patterns which I really liked as well. Might have to do another video. So I've got a watermelon coaster that I use all the time. I made this myself. I just made it up. It's just a circle. It's just about the placement of the colours. So I did them again in slightly lighter colours, and I wrote out how I did it in the description of that video, so make sure you go and check that out if you want to make some very simple watermelon coasters. So I made those. What else have I made in June? I made my wind spinner, which you've just seen. That was also part of my summer crochet video, and I started my first ever mitered square blanket, which I fully intended to show you, but it's upstairs and I am not going to run upstairs and exert any unnecessary energy. I'm sweating just sitting on the sofa. But I've added 3 more squares to it, and I'm really enjoying it. So, and the good thing is, because you work it initially in strips, it's actually quite easy to work on when the weather is hot, because you're never sitting under something massive. Well, I won't be until later on in the blanket, so that's quite good. I'm enjoying just picking it up and adding a little square every now and then. I think that's quite a productive month, especially seeing as weather stopped play for some of it. And now I'm going to draw some prizes. I feel like I need to adjust. Hang on. I need to sit. Oh, that's a bit better. I'll sit on a cushion and raise myself up a bit. So the Dodgy Bag Make Along. It finished on the 7th of June. I completely forgot to mention earlier in this video that the Dodgy Bag MAL was finishing. I think because I spoke about the bags I'd made as part of that in my previous video, it just didn't occur to me. So I only shut the thread this morning. So you had the whole extra few weeks. And I drew some winners, and as I was doing it, so I always ask our AI friend, whose name we all know, I won't say it in case I set yours off, to pick the random numbers. And Phoebe was here getting ready for school as I was doing it, so she shouted through a random number. She heard me saying pick a number between 2 and 421, because it was 421 posts. And she said 365. So the first winner is thanks to Phoebe. and that is Beading OT, and that is Kelly in Michigan. She made a really cute little stripy patchwork bag for her mum. So that was post 363. And Kelly, you have won a dodgy bag made by me. This is one of my little really simple dodgy bag things that I do. Is I've got a tutorial for this, like really super simple little drawstring bag. It's perfect for socks, and obviously because it's me, you've got a lobster print. I love this fabric. I've got one of these myself. Little simple drawstring. It is just lined with white. And to go with it, I'm going to give you some yarn. This I pulled from I've got a bit of a prize stash that I've been building up. So this is Hedgehog Fibres in their twist sock base, which is 80% blue-faced Leicester and 20% nylon. I'm not sure if the cut, oh no, it's called Oracle. So that is your prize, Kelly. Could you email me? I'm going to put my email on the screen. It's littledropsofwonderful@gmail.com. It's by far and above the best way to contact me. I miss Instagram messages all the time. If you ever want to get in touch with me, email is absolutely the best. If you don't hear from me straight away, feel free to give me a nudge. Yeah, email me there, and please remember that if you have won a prize, you will only ever hear from me telling you you've won a prize here on the podcast, or I will respond to your email, or if I know you online, I might give you a little nudge, but I will never ask you for money or anything like that. I use all the money I make from making my YouTube videos to fund anything like prizes and postage and so on. So you will never have to give me any money. There are scammers out there that will try to convince you otherwise. But yeah, that's my little speech. Drop me an email, Kelly, and you have Phoebe to thank for that. And then the second winner, which was our AI friend, was post 240. I'm going to put the username on the screen. It's Mian Vukt. There's no name, so I don't know what your real name is, but she also made a stripy bag for her mum as well. So there was a bit of a theme there. And I've got an extra prize here because I realised I had an unclaimed prize from the Strictly Sock Along. And actually, I think this is an unclaimed prize for 2 years in a row. So I was like, no, I'm going to make sure to give it away. So it's got a bit of an autumn theme, which, you know, personally is perfect for me. So I've got this gorgeous bag by Mouse in Paris. Look at the gorgeous autumn fabric. It's lined, it's got pockets in this glorious orange polka dot. It is beautiful, and with it I've got a green lambkin yarn. See how well this matches. Green lambkin yarn. This is one of the Strictly colourways. It's called Latin Love. So that is the second prize package for you. So if you get in touch by email, I will get those sent out to you. Hello, it's me in the future editing me on a much cooler day, 10 degrees cooler, so much happier editing me. But I've just realised as I was editing that I forgot I had an extra prize for the Dodgy Bag Make Along from lovely Nicola at the Stitches and Slapdashery podcast. I will link her podcast underneath. She's so creative. If you haven't watched her, do go along and pay her a visit. But she donated one of the bags she made for the Dodgy Bag MAL, which I will put on the screen here because it's absolutely beautiful. It's so fun. It's got the little tape measure detail around it that I love, and it's got a lovely lining as well. So I'll put that on the screen so you can see what it looks like. And I completely forgot that she donated that, and she's going to post it directly to the winner. So I've been in and drawn another winner. So that's 3 winners from me for the Dodgy Bag Make Along. And it came up with Needles Nifty, who is Lynn in Suffolk, and she made this beautiful patchwork bag. So Lynn, if you could get in touch with me like the others, just drop me an email, let me know your details so I can pass that on to Nicola, and she will get the bag prize sent out to you. Also, I can't remember if I said that I obviously was running the Dodgy Bag Make Along with my lovely friend Crochet Luna, who is Claudia, so I will make sure to link her underneath as well. Go and give her a watch. Another super creative person. Okay, back to me in the very hot past. That is not all, because I had a giveaway running on my last podcast as well to win. It's all parcelled up in this little bag, so it was nice and protected, and then I'm going to put it in straight into an envelope. This is from the Wollington Yarn Club, who's a Lena. She kindly gave this to me so that I could do a giveaway. I will put all the details of the Wollington Yarn Club underneath. It's a monthly subscription service. In here you've got a load of minis by Knotted by Niche, which are absolutely beautiful. And I asked you in the last episode to include the term mini skeins in your comment if you wanted to be in with a chance to win. I did a random draw this morning, and the winner is Mela Hatterley 2104, and you said, I would love to use mini skeins for colour work and socks, cuffs, heels and toes, thank you. So congratulations on that. Drop me an email, I will get this sent out to you wherever you are in the world. So that is another month of crafting enjoyed, and a new one begins today. So I wonder what July will bring. Yeah, it's been a really good creative month. I'm looking forward to another creative month. I'm hoping the weather cools down enough that I can enjoy my crafts a bit more and life a bit more. Thank you for everyone that placed an order in my Etsy shop this month. It means so much, and everyone that has made a Ko-fi donation. Going forward, I'm going to try and be better at mentioning individuals and messages that I get via Ko-fi. It's something that I've seen other people do, and I think that's a really nice way to, as a sort of give back for things. Those donations and those orders support my channel and help me be able to do the videos that I do across both channels, and I cannot thank you enough. I so appreciate every little bit of support like that, so thank you very much. And most of all, thank you for watching. Thank you for being here and coming along with me for my June making month. I hope wherever you are in the world you're enjoying the weather. I know some of us are in midwinter, some of us are in midsummer, so wherever you are, I hope you are able to get your crafting done, and until next time, happy knitting, happy crocheting, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Should I do yellow? Should I put my toes yellow?
Black.
Right, you can press the button and then have the camera.